Hi everybody. As you can see from my work area, I love to make things. I love to make things. I've got Star Wars, I've got World War II, I've got dinosaurs, I've got RC, I got animatronic eye up there. Hang on, alright, up there. Okay. And it all had a beginning for me. The beginning for me was with military models, such as these 1/35th scale tanks, and also, right there, HO scale model trains. That was the beginning for me. So I've been collecting all this stuff for years, and years ago, when I started collecting, I started building my railroad. Now I'm doing Great Northern, and I bought. Hang on, let me switch around now. This guy, right here. This is a Mantua HO scale. What's this? 282. So it's a Mikado. It's a Mikado. Or is it? Yeah, Mikado. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a Mikado. I keep saying Mikado. How many times can I say Mikado? Bought this about $40. It's a Mantua, and I'm not a fan of the color. This is one of the ones you would buy from a store in a kit. One of those kit trains you buy from the store and everything. So I am in this video going to make it look like his big brother here. Yeah, this guy. That there is a 2882. This was actually a Norfolk and Western locomotive that I repainted for Great Northern colors, because I run Great Northern. Great Northern had 2882s, but their boiler was different. It had a box boiler firebox back here. The flying pumps were on the front. Tons of differences between the two railroads and everything. But in order to buy one of those for Great Northern, you can only get them in brass. Excuse me. You can only get them in brass, and they are about $400. And I'm not willing. I wasn't willing to pay that much at the time, because I'm not made of money, just like nobody is these days. So yeah, I bought Norfolk and Western at an auction for like $40. Repainted it myself. As you can see, there's no road numbers, so I gotta fix that. But that's later coming. This episode is about this guy. We're gonna paint him up more like this. So first things first, let's get all this. We're gonna take this apart. I'm not gonna paint this today because I got rain rolling in, so I have to get the van in the garage, and so I won't be able to paint today. But I can take this apart for you guys, and then maybe tomorrow or later this week we can paint it. So give me a second, let me get set up, and we'll be on our way. Alright guys, so here we are. We're gonna start taking this guy apart. First things first, I'm gonna flip it over and take the tender loose from the locomotive. That's very simple. You got two screws here, and this actually gets power, so I'm gonna take this one loose. There you go. That's loose. Okay. This can go away now. Over here. Out of the way. I'm going to take that screw, put it in a container. FYI guys, before you start a build, take lots of pictures of whatever you're working on. It will save you in the long run. Okay. So the next part of taking this apart is down inside of the smokestack here. I don't know. I don't think you guys can see it. I can't see it on camera, but there's a screw in there. Little screw. Straight slot screw. Screw. Take that out. I think he's out all the way. Yeah, he's out all the way, because you can see that's moving like that. Try and flip him out. Yep. There he is. That's a long screw. That goes all the way down through. So about there. Let me lay this down like this and give you an overview. Goes down through the stack, through the boiler, into the cylinder heads here. So this is going to go in that box again. Let me back. Okay, there's that. Flip them over, put them in the cradle. Fix the camera again so it's level. There you go. More centered on camera for you guys. I give you guys as much information as I can. The best way to do that is so that you can see it in a good light. All right. So that's out in a box. Buy these off of Amazon, by the way, guys. Some of them come with magnets on the bottom. These do not, but it's a screw-on lid. Okay, enough talk about this. There's 2 screws here and here. Those need to come out next. And this is a metal boiler, actually, on this thing. Unlike its big brother that I just showed you, which was plastic. That's a River Rossi made. River Rossi is the brand. Put him there like that. Flip him over. This is a metal boiler, unlike the River Rossi big brother that I just showed you. And there you go. He's come loose. You're very careful because of the wiring and everything. I'm going to take this light bulb out very carefully. I'm going to set this all aside. I'm going to go in and I'm going to brush paint black on the cylinders here, and I will brush paint green on here because I don't want to take this loose from this whole mechanism and everything. It's got an open frame motor. That's what this is. And it's literally driving. So open frame motor drives a worm gear, which drives a gear here, which runs these 2 drive wheels. And then from there, you have all these sprockets and drive gear, or not gears, driving arms and everything. And that's what makes it run. It's literally just running on this guy here. And that is, yeah. Another thing is, it's only the 2 rear drive wheels that have their actual, they're not blind drivers. These are blind drivers. These 2 in the center here. These are not. So these are actually more railroad accurate, whereas these are not. So yeah, that's how that is. So this is going to go off to the side. I'm actually going to put that in a box in a minute to protect it, keep it all together. And then there is our boiler right there. I need to look at something real fast because on the River Rossi, these here are held in by spring tension. This rail here and this rail here, spring tension. You just push them down in and they will hold in place and everything. Whereas since this is metal, I don't think, yeah, they are too. So as you can see, I just worked that one loose. Let me see. Turn my light back towards you guys so you can see better, hopefully. And we're going to very carefully work this guy up. Work up. See, he came out. See? That came out. Very careful though, because these pieces here that hold this rail to it, they will roll on you. They will roll down and you will lose them. And that is bad. Do not lose them. Buyer be warned. Meticulously work these out carefully. And you don't want to... There we go. I'm going to put him right there for now. Because this guy, the one right there, did not come out. So I need to grab him with a pair of pliers. Let me see. Where am I? There we are. Okay. Pair of pliers. I'm going to very carefully just grip it right there. And just come out. And a little guy there. Goes on just like that. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on the other, on both ends of this, to keep them from falling off. Because they are... There's... That one. Alright, so those should not fall off. So now we're going to do the same to the other side. Very carefully. I'm actually going to put a piece of tape right now on this end. There we go. Okay. Yeah, they're just held in by friction, so they will, like, you'll be wailing on them, trying to get them off, and then they will go ting, and you will lose them. So be extremely careful with what you're doing. Put the other piece of tape right there. Okay, so those will not fall off. Hopefully. I'm going to put this in a box too, all this together, so that nothing gets lost. There we go. Okay, so look, we are... Now, if you can look right there, there's another screw. That screw holds the cab on. I don't want to have to paint this cab, so because I want to save the original road number and everything. And I want to save this. I might repaint that. I don't know. I might paint this. I do not know yet. But I'm going to take this loose. Look at it. Oh, wow, this is filthy. I need to get in there and clean it. Soot from when it's running on the rails. There's your cab right there. Take this screw out. I'm actually going to put that back in the cab. And then all of this is going to go into a container so that it all stays nice and neat and protected and nothing gets lost. And let's see now. Come on. There you go. That's that. Okay, so there's that. There's your boiler broken down into its components. Like I said, this is a metal boiler. It's got some heft to it. So my plan is, because if remember his brother over there. Hang on one second. Let me go and get him again. I'll bring him back so you guys can look at it. Alright, so everybody, we are back. Here's the boiler. just took apart and everything for you. Sorry. I've hit with a Scotch Brite. And we're gonna make him look, this guy more like his big brother here. So this here will all be black, flat black. This here will be flat black. This walkway here on both sides will be flat black. All these guys here will be flat black except for these little pressure release valves here. Those will be brass. The bell will be brass. I might paint this brass. I'm not sure yet. Maybe black, maybe brass. I'm not sure. The undercarriage here. So like this line, I'm going to cut all the way around. So this here will be black, and then this here, well, this whole thing over here will be black right here. So yeah, we're going to hit it with black, and then we will go in with a camo olive drab green like I got on him here, from here back. And then on the piston housings here, I don't want to have to take apart the piston housings from the lower chassis, so I'm going to just go in with some very carefully paint the piston housings black, because they're this type of green. I don't want that green. I hate that green. It doesn't sit well with me. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to very carefully go in and paint just the outside, because as you can see, that's black. Just the outer housing, excuse me, right here is green. So that's the plan, but that's going to be a bit because I have rain rolling in, and I have to get the car in the garage, so I will not be able to paint today. But that will be the next step, so I will see you guys in the garage. Alright, hey guys, we are finally in the garage, ready to paint. Close that door. Ready to paint the Mantua boiler. I got it scuffed up, washed, blown off, and everything. So we're gonna prime it. But first things first, I have to. Right there is the light, the lens. So I have to cover it. I have to tape that off. So I'm going to be using this guy to cut a piece of tape to cover that lens. This is a leather hole punch. I will put a link in the description. But I do have a problem with this. Yes, I do have a problem with this. The problem is, this little brass piece is literally just for show, so it will come off very easily. So just buyer be warned. But I use this for my modeling as well, making like little models and everything, because my dad recently did a 1/700 scale Japanese aircraft carrier. And you know, on the Japanese Zeros, or Japanese aircraft in general, they had the rising sun, the big, what they was kind of the meatball is what they call it. And it was so small, he couldn't cut it with a knife. So I just used this, because they come with multiple head sizes. It comes with multiple head sizes, you can switch them out and everything. And I just gave him that, and he just was able to go through and cut out each of those and put them on his models. So you don't have to use this just for leather. I also use this for my cosplay, for making rivets and stuff. You cut out a rivet and everything, it comes out this little shaft here. So that's an idea for you guys. I'll put a link in the description for you. Just the only thing I don't like about it is that right there comes off way too easily. I'm sure I could steam this to where it would swell up and hold that better, but I don't know. So excuse me. I already got a head in there. That head is the diameter of that lens, pretty much. So we're gonna here. Cut that out. I'll put that right on that lens. Yeah, perfect. But good enough. Good enough for government work. Another thing about this is, so this is the hole right here where the cab will sit. So the cab is gonna go over this and hold it, or and hide this. So I'm gonna put that through that hole like that, and suspend it so I can get all the way around. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to open the door here and turn on the fan, get some exhaust coming through here. Excuse me. And we'll get going, ladies and gentlemen. So, good time for a time lapse. Alright guys, we're gonna let that dry. It's gonna take me a bit, but for you it's gonna be like... Alright guys. So, I primed the boiler for the Mantua right here, guy right here. And I was gonna look into starting to paint the piston housings. But I was like, you know what, let's just take this apart. You know, take it apart, spray paint it, it might have a nicer finish. So what we're gonna do is, so in order to get to the bolt that holds the piston housing on, we gotta take the lead trucks off. So it takes that screw off. Behind this, there is a spring right there. So we gotta take that off and carefully not lose the spring. So give me a second. Put this here like this. It's a shallow screw, so it's a little hard to undo. I'm gonna put this screw back in this frame after I take it out. That way I don't mess it up with any of the others. Because this one seems very, it's got a shelf on it compared to all the others. Come on, come on. Very meticulously taking this out. There's the spring, it just came off. There it is, okay. That came off. Looks like there's a washer there. Don't want to lose that, so I'm going to put this back on. Down in there. Alright, so the lead truck is off. This is going to go in here. And now down. In there is another screw that holds this hole, the piston assembly is on. So once I take that loose, this thing should all move forward off all these drive pieces, and that should come loose. In theory, all this is theory. Okay, that came out. Let's see now, very carefully. Yep, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take the cow catcher and the front assembly off. So there's another screw right down in there. Right down in there. Take that loose. That whole thing should come off. And allow me to move this whole thing. There we go. This is just plastic. So this here is just gonna slide right off just like that. And that's what we're gonna paint. So I'm very carefully going to reinstall. Can't reinstall that. I can reinstall this. Should probably paint that too. Yeah, we'll paint that too. Why not? We'll paint that too. There's that, there's that. I'm gonna put this to the side. Come on, go on there. Don't cross thread. It's cross threading. Okay. that'll get painted black. This will get painted black, but then it'll have green going down the sides here. So give me one, careful. I'm gonna break that. Okay. So we'll put this guy in here. Alright, now we will prime that stuff. Yeah. Screwdriver away. Hobby tools. Michael's. Or no, Hobby Lobby. Sorry about that, guys. Hobby Lobby. Nice little tool set. There's that. Gotta let these dry, then we will spray paint them flat black, which is right here. Flat black. So yeah. So it'll be a minute, guys, because I have to wait for that to dry. So for me, it's gonna be a minute. For you, it's gonna be like, alright guys, so back to working on the Mantua here. Yep. I've been doing multiple videos today. Because I got good weather and everything. So I gotta strike with the iron. It's hot. Okay. Here is the boiler. Primed, ready to go. So we're gonna hit with some flat black. This is Rust-Oleum. So basically, Rust-Oleum says it comes with a primer in it, but you know, I just hit it with a primer just for the hell of it. So got the door open, fan's going, hit it with some black. There you go. Okay. That's painted. Now we gotta wait again. That right there. Let that dry. There you go. Alright guys. Another time jump. Once again. We have a hitch coming around because we got rain coming in, so I have to quickly get this thing clear coated. So what's happening is I have spray painted the boiler, the piston housing, and cow catcher in the front of the locomotive are all now black. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to hit these with a clear coat because I have to later go in and mask off all of this that's not going to be black. So I'm going to hit it with a clear coat, then I'm going to have to let it dry. And truth be told, that's going to be all we're going to be able to do today because like I said, we got rain coming in, so I got to get out of here so I can get in. So we're going to very carefully hit them with a matte clear coat from the Rust-Oleum. Clear coat in this case is just going to act as a barrier because later I'm going to come in and tape up the pieces that are not black. So that means I take the risk of tearing the black off when I take the tape off later. So for now, that's what we're doing. So that's going to be it for today on that. We're going to have to hold off till probably tomorrow or another day because like I said, rain's coming. So I will see you guys later. Okay guys, so last time you saw it, I had painted my Mikado black here. And we are now going to go paint green and then clear coat. I'm not going to show that because I got to be in the garage and it's ungodly hot. And it's not, you guys really don't need to see that. So all this black here is going to be green. This is going to be green. And then that's going to be green right there. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, be a little bit for you, but for me, it's going to be a while. So I'll be back like. There you have it, guys. What took you so long? I've been waiting for you. The boiler is now gone from being completely black to having its nice olive drab. I also went in and I painted the bell and the pressure relief valves here brass, and it has been clear coated, and we are going to begin putting her back to reassembling reassembling the locomotive. So just give me a second to get the camera into its holder and we will get to it. So give me 1 second. Alright guys, I got the camera set up, so now we are going to begin reassembling the locomotive. First things first, we're going to start with the driver. So there are 3 holes here in each cylinder. That these guys go into. So I gotta feed those in on both sides. Might be a little bit tricky. Into the hole. There you go. Alright, so that's in. Push back into place. Alright, so you guys can see they're back in to there where they're supposed to be sitting. Okay. Now we can bolt this in place. There. Okay. Cylinders are reattached. Okay, cylinders are reattached. Now, this guy. This guy takes that. This guy sits. You guys can't see that, I'm sorry. Where am I? There am I. There I am. Right there. This guy sits. Back up some bit so you guys can see. Still can't see because my fingers are in the way. Sits like that. There's a screw that runs down between that into the chassis. Alright, so come on. Tighten up. Don't want over tight, but it's snug. You're just wobbling all over the place now. You're just wobbling. I don't think I have the right bolt in there, Ben. No, I don't think so either. Oh boy. I got pictures, but they're on my phone, and I'm filming this on my phone. So it doesn't really work. Originally why I did this. Alright, so pistons are in place, front of the engine's in place, including the cow catcher. Now we are going to reattach. No, I'm not going to do that real fast. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the lead trucks back on. So take that screw loose. Lead trucks, this screw comes off. There's a spring that sits here. Lead trucks sit on that spring. Oh, come on. Apparently I have magnetized all of my tools accidentally to where they touch steel or something magnetic and it sticks to them, which is horrible. I know you can demagnetize your tools by taking them to the other side of the magnet, but I have yet to do that. Okay guys, I'd take a minute there to look. If you look, I'm just trying. So on is this little, see a little shelf right there. This spring sits on that shelf, and it's gotta sit right here. Problem is, it keeps falling off. I've had to take it off a couple of times in order to do it. But we're gonna try it again. Okay, keep doing it. Like that golf ball from Happy Gilmore. Too good for your home? Answer me. Get this screw started. We're gonna lift up, lift over, put you on. Very carefully back into position. Lay you down. And tighten the screw up. And in theory, you will hold. And it holds. Very nice. Screw there. Okay. I'm just making sure that it doesn't go off the chassis anywhere and lose it. Okay. That's back together. Okay. We're now going to take. We'll reassemble the boiler itself. Take the screw here. Oh, come on. And this guy sits. That hole there. That hole there. So they come together like this. Boom. Flip it over. Right down. In there. I know you can't see it, I'm sorry. See it now probably. Right there. Yeah, you can see it right now. So you got a screw that goes right there. And that's this little guy. I'm not gonna get my fat fingers in there to turn that, so diamond holder time. Get it started. Should use this more often, but I'm pig-headed, so what are you gonna do? Alright. That's pretty good. Cab is reattached to the boiler. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to. I'm actually going to reattach these real fast. These are the handrails that run up the boiler. So when. Yeah. And they just stick. They're friction fed into place. Okay. And now this guy's turn. Another thing too, it's got kind of a turn in. That's how I know, because it's got to go around this, the boiler here. So you gotta kind of do that too. Make sure each side, because each side is different. You got a left side and a right side. Just keep your eyes on that. I know it's taking me a minute to do this, guys. I want to get it in straight and everything to be nice. Come on, come on. Get that lined up. Use the tweezers to guide it in the hole. There we go. Alright, last one. One all the way up front. And this one's black on black, so it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so these are all in place. Push them down, get them all clamped in place. Check this side again. Push this back until it reaches the cab. There you go. I think that black and that green looks really nice. Actually, it stands out instead of the silver. I mean, alright, so these are all pushed back in place. We are now, let's take that off. That off. Guide you back into your slot here. Okay. There's that. Now we are ready to toss these. That's. You're coming back out. Don't do that. Okay. Toss those because everything's on. Now we're ready to remarry the boiler to the lower chassis. Okay, be very careful with this. Move this out of the way. I'm going to move the tender out of the way. That can go there. This can go there. Bring the cradle back over. Cradle around. Okay, so light bulb going in. The bulb is seated. Now would be a perfect time to lubricate that. Look, the motor that runs this. The motor. Yes, the motor. Line these back screws up and get them in place. Always get everything started, then tighten everything up. That way it all sits down evenly. Okay, let's flip her over. And now it's time for the large bolt that goes down the center of the smokestack. Out of the way. Come on. Okay. Large bolt goes right down the smokestack into the lower chassis and it holds it together. Yep, tightening in. That's in place. So let's turn it back over. Finish these two screws. Alright. The locomotive is back together, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta push the front of these back into the holes. Clean that foam off of there. That's in there. There you go. Come on. Come on. Get down. There you go. Alright. Locomotive is back together. I'm just looking at the drivetrain. That's all in. That's all in. Yep. We are good. We have the locomotive is back together. A lot better than that older green, I think, at least. So now we are going to go ahead and we are going to remarry. Yes, lots of marrying today. We're going to remarry the tender and the locomotive here. So get this screw here. So these have powered trucks. So these will receive power and send it to the open frame motor here. So you have a electrical attachment right there. Yeah. So this is gonna sit. Yeah, one sec. This sits like that, and then the electric goes on top, and then the screw will screw down into that hole. Hang on, let me show you the hole. The hole right there. That screw screws into. So we're gonna put. We got this guy. So the locomotive actually attaches, and then this guy goes on top, and then the screw will make contact with it. I push it down, and you will get contact for the electric. Hold her again. That's better. Into place. Be seated. And I'll pronounce you locomotive and tender. Mazel tov. I'm not Jewish, guys. Alright. There you go, guys. I have finished my modification on this Mantua Mikado here. Taking it from that light green that I didn't like and adding olive drab and black. Looks more befitting of a working locomotive. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't have locomotives that were these flamboyant colors. No, like if you look at most of them were black or a light gray and everything, but there were certain qualities used. Well, they wanted to use flamboyant colors to get your attention, so you would use their railroad, like Southern Pacific. The daylights, it was a red and orange. My Great Northern, which is what this is, like if you look at that diesel right there, it's got that orange and green and everything. If you look at Santa Fe, the war bonnet scheme, the silver and red, it gets your attention. It makes you want to ride that locomotive or ride that train. Use that railroad to go wherever. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching this episode, guys. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. Add comments. I want to see what you guys are doing. So yeah, comment and send pictures. I want to see what you guys are doing. I'm always up for constructive criticism. So yeah, in the comments, I'm always reading comments. So thank you very much. I will see you later.